Only 2 weeks remain in the regular season in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana high school football, and we've got another great slate of action for you tonight. It is Friday Football live from the studios of Griffin Hall at Northern Kentucky University. We'll be taking you out live to some great games tonight, including Princeton at Colerain, Mason is at Lakota West, Connor is at Highlands, New Miami is at St. Bernard, and more games from around the area. We've got our reporters out in the area tonight. Kennedy Durbin will be reporting on games going on in Southeast Indiana and Northern Kentucky. Matt Supinger will be bringing us updates from the Eastern Cincinnati Conference. Andy Edwards, you know he's bringing the energy from the Greater Catholic League up tonight. Dimitri Fizich will be bringing us updates from the Greater Miami Conference. Alex Perez will be in the Tri-State Media Center bringing us updates on games going on outside of the Greater Cincinnati area. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. Welcome to Friday Football Live. I am Matt Sexton. We are down to the final 2 weeks of the regular season in Ohio. That means the playoff picture's coming into focus. In Kentucky and Indiana, that means district champions are being crowned, and we're getting ready for the playoffs. So let's get out to our first live action of the night on Friday Football Live.
Play near a first down for Brown Freeman.
Yeah, they spread the ball out yet. I mean, they've got at least 4 guys that have got 25 carries or more. Freeman gets the first carry, but he is their third leading back. So they've got weapons all over the place.
Cardinals with a little different look. They go with a 4-man front. Handoff, jet sweep, trying to find some space. Not much there, but it might be just enough for a first down for Antonio Hunter.
Yeah, outside linebacker turns him in right there, and he does a good job, takes advantage of that little hole. He needed 10, he got 11. Or needed 3, got 4. So into Colerain territory, ball spotted at the 48.
Yeah, so we will. It looks like we're going to go with 4 down linemen, or at least, 4 down linemen.
Yeah, it's the old 4-4 defense.
Yeah, so not a lot expecting the run, hitting the backfield, and that is stuffed for a big loss.
I'll tell you, great read right off the bat.
54.
That's 54 for Lando Rowland.
Now, what is interesting, we'll see if this is like we said, this is a run-first Princeton offense, but also a part of this, too. I do see in street clothes, Cooper Creek went out in the Hamilton game last week. He is not dressed tonight for the Cardinals.
You know what? I saw him warm up in full uniform, so trainers didn't like what they saw pre-game.
Branch looks to pass for the first time and nearly intercepted by Corey Myrick.
That was Myrick baited him a little bit, giving him that little cushion underneath. Reads it. It's a pretty long throw, so he's got time to get up. That's almost pick 6 if he gets there just slightly early.
Honestly, if it's a better pass, it is a pick 6, or at least a interception going the other way. So 3rd and 13 for the Vikings. D'Angelo Birch takes it, fakes it, handoff, looks over the middle, and this one is picked off. Greg Williams with the interception. Birch tries to go over top of him, and the vert gets the ball.
You saw him almost shot put this one here, trying to just feed it right behind the linebackers in front of the safety, but Greg Williams makes a big play for the Colerain Cardinals. They got the ball their own first down starting at their 39.
Let's see what the Cardinals can do with the field position.
Yeah, he had plenty of time to throw right there.
Honestly, if he either throws it a little earlier, he's open in the seam, or waits a little bit for him to get past Williams' zone, he might have had a play. But
yeah, he's thrown for 893 yards, and he's 67%. So he's pretty accurate.
Diamond left, quick little screen out to Williams. He's going to try to find something. He's going to get 5, maybe 6 yards on the first play of the game.
We've seen Williams in the backfield a lot. I don't know if we've seen him wind up taking that.
That was a long long handoff of anything. You had diamond formation there to the left. They're only going to give him, I thought he got farther than that. They're only going to give him about 4 yards on the play. Trips it to the right. Phillips hands it off Williams. He breaks the initial tackle, and they're going to give him no gain. And they're going to get 15 more.
Yeah, not a smart move by the Princeton Vikings. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and they blew the whistle to stop the play. They blew it again, then they blew it again to warn him, and he still did the body slam.
The thing is, if we get a look, and I don't know if that was a read or not. He probably should have kept it if it was. But if you see it, they stopped, and then he throws him.
Right, he's got whistle, 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 whistle.
So 50.
Takes the first snap of the night, fires deep across the middle, finds Remy at the opposite 45. Up the middle, he's got room, and Remy, a first play touchdown for the Firebirds offense.
Can't ask for anything better. Just a little seam route up the middle. There was a too high safety coverage, and he just split it right down the middle. Nothing you can do. Remy's got that speed, and I think I know why. He's got the buzz cut tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned it before the game. A lot of these guys going buzz cut. I kind of like it, showing the team has some unity a little bit. Some look better than others, but it's a team strength kind of thing, and I like the decision to go for it. So Brennan Remy there, I mean, senior night first play, touchdown for the Firebirds. I mean, you can't ask for anything better, but how about that throw under pressure? Sam Wiles stepping up in the pocket and hits Remy on the dime.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's done all year. He stepped up and taken that quarterback role to heart, and he has really been the general of this offense. He's done a great job. As we're going to have a what's happening here, Nick?
I don't know that we missed the point after on that one, but it looks like they're respotting this football. Oh, there's a flag on the play that got called late. I did not see any flags down, but they are all marching back.
Wow. What a setback. I didn't even see the flag.
Points taken off the scoreboard. And all that momentum that West had just fought back for, all gone.
Man.
And an eligible man downfield, one of those late calls. Didn't quite get a number on that. We didn't have the refs on the mic, just overhearing what information we get from the PA guy.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. I mean, they only had 5 down linemen there, and they were all in pass protection. Not too sure. I don't know. But hopefully we can maybe recreate that play right here. But I'm sure this is going to be a run.
Remy getting set wide to the left. Barnett on that close sideline where the Firebirds are at. This one a run to Braden Johnson. Punches up that left side for about 2 to 3 yards. Second and long on the way for a Firebirds. And, I mean, I'm going to say it again, the momentum, a real killer there, especially a short run on that play. And now you're dealing with 2nd and 13 instead of being up 7-0.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but look for Braden Johnson this game. Look how they disguise him. I'm really curious to see how they move him. Last game they used him efficiently, but when he was in the game, he automatically got the ball. So we'll see if they maybe use.
Pass falls incomplete, intended for number 8, Bucher. Good pressure on the quarterback that time by the Bluebirds, and it's 3rd down. The QB keeper on 3rd and 8 works to perfection for the Cougars. It'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 for Connor. Chase Kaplinger on the outside run.
That first half.
Going to take all the yards you
You
get,
can
and
use
here
them
it
to
is.
save yourself.
Handoff out of the shotgun, and he almost walks in to the end zone for another Titans touchdown.
Great effort by the Titans there. There was not much
Still be
Harris
third
needed
down,
once
but
he
now
broke that
11
tackle in the
to
backfield.
go after the penalty.
All kinds of space for D'Amico Harris.
And great scheme.
Thank you all for listening live on WeAreColeraine.com and on YouTube.
Got the new Miami defense back in the
Thanks,
secondary.
we got an email in
Lot
from
of
Lenny
space
Lopez.
here.
Thank you for listening in as you do every week.
He just cuts by
Try
one
to get
guy,
you on
and
the
from
live
there,
chat
the
on
Titans
YouTube,
do
but
the
for all of
rest
you watching
blocking.
at home again, thank you for watching
Rudemiller,
Lake Crest
her
Community
kick.
Media.
Up and
as well.
through. 14-0
Reset out of the
early
timeout,
in the
3rd and
first
11.
quarter here at Bron Basovich
From the
Stadium.
Viking 19. Cardinals
Yeah, St.
trying to
Bernard
strike
wasting
first.
no time, showing that
man.
they respect New Miami. The Vikings
Out.
out here, they do not want to get
Snap
caught in
back.
a trap.
Phillips looks.
Let's go.
Field goal attempt will be 36 yards.
Luke McAfee will be attempting this
So
kick.
McAfee is, I guess, just not kicking off. He is the regular kicker, so he is set out there.
Kicking into just a slight wind.
Snap is down, kick. It's just going to hook left. No good. So no points for the Cardinals, but they do flip the field. Now we will remind everyone at home listening by high school rules, that ball does not get placed at the spot of the kick. Since it went into the end zone, it is considered a touchback. So the Vikings will take over at their own 20.
Yeah, that's why you're not too concerned about a long kick being out of his range, because it doesn't even have to go out of the end zone. As long as it reaches the end zone, it comes to the 20.
Yeah, you can't use it as it does have to reach the end zone. You can't use it as an excuse to kick a field goal attempt from your own.
Couple players donning the pink gloves and undergarments for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Always love seeing that. A great contrast with the green, I must say, too. Some teams' colors just work good with the pink.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both these do a fine job, I think. Little motion and a pitch here. And a couple yards on the play for New Miami as Jaden Hill sent in motion there and got the pitch.
One of those freshmen.
That's it, yeah, one of their freshmen, Dean, and a little bit of motion in the play there. New formation we hadn't really seen them work out of yet, and that's, I think, one of these drives. You see Stevens keep going over to the sideline there with his coach, Chris Fogel. They work slow tempo here. It's just getting those fundamentals down.
Yeah, you don't want any pre-snap penalties. Make sure you get your chances, drive the ball. I mean, if you're working with such a young team, a lot of times you're undersized. Some of these freshmen, and even true seniors, you're still growing.
3rd and 8, Stevens fakes the handoff, and he is swallowed up immediately in the backfield. Troy Burnett with the sack.
Yeah, Burnett just dominates his matchup at the line, gets there in a hurry. Not much Stevens can do here, you see on the replay. Ends up dragging him down for the sack.
Sam Meyer out to punt once more, 4th and 15. Jaden Jasper, the senior, back to receive the punt. He'll take it at the 40, 41, almost bob it a little bit. Space up on the far sideline. There goes Jasper. Flag in the background. Jasper's at the 20, the 10, and he gets into the end zone. Do have Laundry on the field.
A great return. I'd hate to see it come back, but I'm watching the refs here for their discussion. Yeah, you can see the reaction on your screen now as it gets his way to the Titans. He just great cut, gets some good blocks from his teammates, and then he just outruns him.
Yeah, some great blocking on that far side there, but a
by number 5, Elon Ruzindana. Be 1st and 10 for the Bluebirds. Ball hits the turf, and Banky will have to dive on it way back at the other 30-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and 31 for the Bluebirds. Cam Geisler on the run. He'll get some of that yardage back, getting up to the 40-yard line before being pushed out of bounds by number 24, Jack Murray. It'll be 3rd and 26 for Highlands. Pass intended down the field for number 4, Matteo Mattioli, falls incomplete. Pass was broken up by number 8, Elliot Bucher. It'll be 4th and 26 for the Bluebirds.
Timeout, Connor. That is our first timeout of the half.
Hey, Bluebird fans, did you?
Off.
Loss of 1 yard, 13 on the 13.
So you're going to lose 1 on that. It's 3rd and 8.
Phillips looks, and he is brought down a sack. Didn't get much time to get that one off. Number 22, Andre Parker Jr. I'm assuming that's Mr. Parker Sr. being the head coach of the Princeton Vikings.
Vikings number 77, Jalen Everhart.
I thought that was 22, but the
It was.
Okay, the announcer is awful right now because he called the wrong
Well,
Cardinal
twos
player.
look like sevens sometimes.
We'll give him that. A little confusion for the Cardinals again. Cooper Creek, your regular punter, not dressed tonight, so Luke McAfee is the last player out, but they're going to get bailed out by a Princeton timeout because I think Princeton, do they have too many or not enough men?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. They have 12 guys.
Yeah, so
Coleraine, it evens out. Coleraine had 10. They had
doesn't-
12, so there was only a total of 24.
it doesn't even out because even if the Cardinals have 10, they can play with 10. You just can't play with 12. Also, if the referees don't catch it and you snap it without a punter, it's a safety out of the back of the end zone.
As I said, Craig got a lot. Cooper Creek got kind of banged up last week. We saw him. He did warm up before the game. He warmed up before the game in full pads, but yeah, he is not playing tonight. And they miss him a little bit on defense.
Be interested to see him in this defense because they're running a 4-man front, and I don't know where you put him there. You put his hand in the dirt and let him be one of the defensive ends.
And this one going to punch across. We'll see where they say he stepped out of bounds, but it looked like he got that one with relative ease. Chase Blevins, the senior running back for the Comets, and the chains will start to move.
Yeah, this is something that we haven't seen all year from anybody going up against this defense. Is that beating this West defense laterally, and that's through pitches, through outside passes, because usually these corners and these safeties and these linebackers really fly to the ball so fast. And I'm really surprised at what I'm seeing right now. Mason's doing a great job.
And it seems like, especially historically in the past, it's teams like that who run that pitch that end up giving West the most bang for their buck in some of these close games. Is we'll see a one-yard rush there up the middle. Looks like they're actually going to give them 2 on a push forward. But, I mean, you see teams with the pitch handoffs like that, and you almost get flashbacks to some of those Moeller games, those quick guys getting to the outside.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that game, but interior D-line's huge here, especially on the stride. They really love to run the ball up the middle, so look for Eli and Jonas to really swallow up some plays. Second and long, though, so I'd expect something through the air right here.
After the 2-yard gain, only 2nd and 8 for the Comets here. Right side blown up in the backfield, and able to get there is the former running back Davion McCoy, stopping the Comets on the Firebirds 45.
Touchdown, Highlands! Brody Banky calls his own number, and the Birds get 6. Logan Nickelman set to kick the PAT. Nickelman hits another one.
From our perspective, it looks short.
He looks very short where they spot that.
Yep.
That's Firebird football.
All right. Great stop. Interior D lineman did a great job right there. All of them.
There was a lot of discussion on where to put that football. I think they actually put it behind the original line of scrimmage on that play.
Wow.
So the ref ball has been very interesting here early on, but we will see the Firebirds offense back out. About 35 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Both sides still scoreless here early on.
Yeah, another thing that Mason's doing is they're taking time off the clock. That's why they love to run the ball. They're keeping this West offense off the field as much as they can.
Handoff up the middle here. It's going to be Braden Johnson ripping off about 4 up the middle.
Yeah, just that was actually Giovanni Wilson.
That is going to be Giovanni Wilson.
Surprising. You don't usually see a guy like that get interior runs. But he got a good gain on that. Sets up a second and medium.
Giovanni Wilson, typically the slot guy out wide for the Firebirds, but I mean, he started in that running back role last year, and he's very effective at it. One of the few running backs on this roster that isn't necessarily that power back type, and as we saw there, very elusive up the middle. But we're going to switch sides of the field here. A new 12 minutes put on the clock. When we come back, it'll be the second quarter of play from senior night at Firebird Field. Still scoreless. Firebirds looking to change that when we return.
To develop. So not even close, not even worth trying for. So it's going to bring up another punting situation.
Number 81, Luke McAfee. Back receiving for the Vikings, number 3, Antonio Hunter.
Vikings already blocked one. It was more of a case of a bad snap, but we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, and they can't kick away from Hunter, who's got 3 punt returns for a touchdowns this year.
Shift the formation. Another low snap. McAfee gets it, picks it up, and he gets it off. Hunter will catch this with a little bit of momentum. Makes the first man miss. Has the sideline. McAfee makes him cut back, but a big return inside the 20.
I'm not sure if we've switched long snappers in the last couple weeks. We've seen a lot of high that's back-to-back that have bounced, really putting a lot of pressure on your punter. Not only catch it, but to catch it and get a decent kick off.
First and 10, Princeton.
So Princeton with outstanding field position takes over their own 17. Birch hands it off, trying to find space on the left, and he will, but with the aid of a penalty, it looks like the Cardinals could draw a flag.
I tell you, that's to be a big penalty, too. Gavin Colgren kind of got penetration from his defensive end and got held in the backfield, and it will be a spot foul.
And he kept contained until he was held, basically, there. There's a scene. It's going to be at right there's your hold. Good job by there. So a spot foul right about a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage will make it first and about 22 for the Vikings. Birch takes it, looks to throw. Up over top, he's got Hannah's man. But the throw was slow and the defense was slow, but the slow throw was also high.
Yeah, he had pretty good time to throw on this one. Looks downfield. Slightly underthrew, slightly behind, but I think if that pass is where it's supposed to be,
it's a touchdown.
Well, defensive back right there too. It's going to be close.
A little slow.
It's going to be close.
Contrell, the receiver, and again, I'm not to pick up our PA guy. He's really struggling with the Princeton 2s and 7s. He got that one mixed up again. Birch back to pass, looks over the middle, and that one's high, thrown right to a Cardinal defender who's got it and going. He's still on his feet, out ahead. First down, Colerain off an interception by Jaden Stevens.
Yeah, Stevens, the senior, just playing a little center field. They force this quarterback to do what he's pretty accurate. It's set on the year. It's 67%. It's his second interception.
Two weeks ago, that's right. I had a little brain fart right there. He had his first career touchdown, so they like to use him in different ways. Third and medium here, so look to go to the air.
Wiles a lone man in the backfield, 3 out wide to his right. They bring an extra man in, Barella, on that offensive line, and Wiles is going to go down from the blind side, about 2 yards behind that line of scrimmage. And usually, for the running type that Sam Wiles is, his pocket presence can be pretty impressive. But, when you get hit from the blind, so we'll see what this Firebird defense can do. They've held strong on every drive they've had faced so far. Little under 10 minutes here in the second quarter, still scoreless. And of course, I think the Firebirds, especially with it being senior night, coming in here with so much energy, I think they expected to be up big on the board at this point in the game already, but just doesn't seem like it's going to be that kind of night.
Yeah, Mason always gives a tough challenge.
They're going to push this one up the middle with Brown, who's able to fight through a lot of contact there, break free before the safety Finn Mason able to come down and knock him down. Or actually, I believe that was Drew Minnick in on the tackle to bring him down about 3 yards down the field from that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, again, that's that toughness. That's what they're built on. That's what Mason does. They're trying to wear you down as a defense. Defensively, West usually is the one that wears the other team down, but these are two teams. These are two hard-nosed football teams. They're so
Hatfield's pass intended for number 5, Leon Ruzindana, is complete. That'll be good for a Cougar score, but there is a flag on the play.
Pass interference on the defense. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The result of the play, touchdown.
Heron's extra point goes through the uprights. And with 11:14 left in the second quarter, it is Highlands 7.
On this Mason defense. Don't know why I'm thinking Fairfield. Only had one previous sack on the year, but he gets Wiles there on that right side.
Hey, you're good, Nick. That was a great job by the coverage unit right there on Mason's side. Usually Wiles likes to throw down the field on those scramble situations. He does a great job of it, reading the defense, but nowhere to go right there. Got to give the credit to the secondary.
4 wide here for Wiles. He's got Gonzalez to his left. He's going to step up, run this one up the middle. Fights back past that original line of scrimmage, tries to make a dive for that West 40. He'll be brought down at about the 39-yard line of Firebird territory.
Yeah, it was a nice little call right there, a little QB draw. They brought pressure from the right side and from the outsides. Opens up that middle for a decent gain, and it sets up West for a third and manageable right here. Again, these third and medium, the third and shorts, the playbook is open. I mean, you can really run whatever you want. What are you most comfortable with? Are you most comfortable with rolling out the pocket?
Touchdown, Bluebirds! Cam Geisler runs 80 yards down the field. And that'll be good enough for a Bluebird score. Nickelman's point after splits the uprights. With 11 minutes remaining in the first half, it's Bluebirds 14, Cougars 7.
Got to get home, and you really want to get a couple plays at a time. You can't have a drop like that, setting your offense back even more.
We'll see Brown here return to the shotgun, pitches this one left side handoff, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of 1, maybe just a half yard. But the Comets being stopped early on this drive, and it goes back to what we've been saying this whole time: force these third and longs. That's where the Firebirds want the Mason Comets in this game.
Yeah, that was a great job by the free safety, Finn Mason, coming in. Again, another guy with the buzz cut. I mean, I think it's aerodynamic. I think it makes him more elusive because he got in there quick. Usually you don't see the free safety like that unless you're on a blitz, fly to the ball, and get him behind the line of scrimmage on a run. But great job by Finn. He really flew to the ball, sets up a third and uncomfortable 12 for Mason.
This one from the 32 of the Comets' own territory. Brown, deep drop, looking to throw under pressure from the middle. Able to get it off. they'll get maybe a half a yard on that gain. Big 4th down stop here for the Firebirds. And now it looks like we'll see the punt unit out again. So not an entertaining game as far as offense goes, but these defensive battles can be fun, especially when playing within your own division.
Oh, yeah, these are always awesome. And I love it because I'm a defensive guy myself, and I just love watching these defensive battles. But every once in a while, I do like a bit of a shootout. You know, West hasn't really been in a shootout since, I would say, the Fairfield game last year. But games like these are always fun.
Lots of pressure. Of course, West known to block a couple punts on special teams, as Brendan Remy will fair catch this one at about the 34-yard line. We'll take another quick step aside from Firebird Field, and we'll be right back with another.
Just measuring it. And
yeah, I used to come to your practices when you played for Coach Haynes, and you'd work the first half hour on one step.
I mean, the beginning of the year, but eventually we got to the second step. But those first practices under Coach Haynes were just, how many times can you take that first step until you get it right? And they are going to be, it looks from here that he's got just enough. But is he going to get a piece of paper out to? Yep, they're going to give it to him.
If you've got to look that close.
Well, I've seen the old take. They keep the
playing card in between.
Yeah, well, they keep like the official record-keeping card in their back pocket. Use that.
It is such an imperfect science. Here, I'm going to put my foot here, toss it to me, and where I put it down, and 1 or 2 inches could mean the game. But
snap, hold, Hambrick. They're having success with that stretch play. He's going to be brought down after a good gain, close to another Princeton first down.
David Hambrick on the carry for the Vikings.
I want to say it was one of the Big Ten schools. I think Illinois, one of the teams that got upset last week. It was clearly a good field goal, and they called it. But like, all you have to do is have a sensor in the ball that tells you if it's in between the lines or where it goes on the field.
They're going to give him 9 on the play, 2nd down and 1.
So they will throw on 2nd and short and incomplete.
Incomplete pass for the Vikings.
Nice catch by whoever that was on the sidelines.
Tried to catch the Cardinals. Look and run. Not a bad pass, just off his hands. Not sure if he had room to get his feet down.
3rd and 1 on the 29.
But it gives him an option here on 3rd and short.
And honestly, it's 2-down territory. Birch has it, and it gets it just enough across for a first down.
On the carry for the Vikings, number 25, David Hambrick.
Of course, you talk about that technology, and I also at the same time read, basically, you get an injury. I'm not sure who that is. That is Greg Williams, slow to get up.
Williams going both ways and has been all year. It just played this entire season, Gus. I mean, he's banged up every game, but just keeps coming back. His helmet did come off, so he does need to come out for a play, but that is a first down for the Princeton Vikings.
The Cardinal 25.
Was there a flag on the field we didn't see?
Sideline.
Wiles a lone man in the backfield, 3 out wide to the near sideline. Wiles, quick fire on the screen, finds Giovanni Wilson out of the slot. Picks up about 4 yards on that first down.
Yeah, a little screen right there. Not a bad play call, not a bad play by itself. Got about 5 yards, that's all you need. As we're going to see Gonzalez march back on. in a heavy format here, heavy formation.
Of course. In a game like this, that personal foul really hurting the Comets.
Oh, yeah.
In a situation like this, giving up an easy 15 yards, a free 15 yards for these Firebirds. It's not what you want to do in a defensive stalemate.
No. As you're going to see a timeout here from Bolden. Didn't like something, but going back to that personal foul real quick, if you're Mason, you just can't make mistakes like that. You know, personal mistakes like that in a deadlock game like this.
Touchdown, Bluebirds. Littmer's pass intended for number 14, Adam Surrey, is complete. That'll be good enough for another 6 points for the Birds. The 2-point attempt is good. And with 9:17 left to play here in the first half, it is Bluebirds 22, Cougars 7.
Big play for the Firebirds as we approach halftime. Wiles going to pitch this one back last second, and Wilson not able to come up with it cleanly. A big third down stop for the Comets.
Man.
And we'll see what the Firebirds elect to do here.
They're going to bring out the kicker. Here comes Benner. He's been pretty good. He's been really solid from the as a field goal percentage. This is a longer kick. This is really stretching it out. This is one you practice all the time in warm-ups. We saw him kicking from this distance, but it's hard in the situation, that's for sure.
This one, 42 yards. Benner boots it up, and it is not going to be good. Well wide right. Firebirds remaining scoreless. We'll see the Comets come back out when we return. A close defensive stalemate still with about 1:23 remaining in the half.
Fumble on the kickoff is recovered by the Cougars. They'll start off their drive 1st and 10 on their own 11-yard line. Cordion Abernathy on the carry. He'll pick up about 9 yards. That'll make it 2nd down and 2 for the Cougars on their own 19-yard line.
real athletic.
Man in motion, Billups looks under duress, steps up, trying to find something, nothing there. He'll won't get anything positive, but he minimizes the negative by stepping up and taking a short sack.
Yeah, he gets exactly to the original line of scrimmage.
He'll lose 2.
Paul Nelson on the tackle for the Vikings.
He lost something because the yard marker went
Third
backwards.
down 11,
Just telling you.
ball on the 31.
So 3rd and 11. Got to get out to the 43-yard line. So Princeton Viking down, but the referees allow him to get back up. Now the referee's going to call
confusion.
timeout.
Colerain.
Timeout, Cardinals.
Looked like the play clock was running down, but was I wrong? Was there a Princeton linebacker laying on his back?
I didn't see
Oh,
it.
you didn't see it?
In the second quarter,
Yeah, it was 8, and 8's now talking to the trainer.
Northwest 0. At halftime, Hamilton 10, Sycamore 0. At halftime, Ross 28, Monroe 0. And also at halftime, Bishop Chatter 21, Elder 7.
Hatfield keeps it on the QB draw. He's brought down short of the first down marker by number 26, Ethan Grimm. That'll make it 4th down and 3 for the Cougars on their own 40-yard line. Gabe Williams on the return for the Bluebirds. He's brought down by number 2, Emmanuel Ekby. Birds will start their drive 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Littmer's pass intended for number 8, Birdie Banky, is complete. He's brought down by number 75, Evan Lights. That'll make it 2nd down and 9 for the Birds on their own 35-yard line. Handoff goes to number 24, Devin James. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage by number 8, Elliot Bucher. That'll make it 3rd down and 7 for the Birds on their own 37-yard line. Littmer's pass intended for number 18, Tommy Faring, is incomplete. On coverage there for the
shadow of his own end zone.
McAfee gets it away. This is a really good punt. Well, not really, but it gets it close enough.
Gets it out to the 39, no return, no flag on the play.
The punt would have been short of a first down.
The first
But-
and 10 Vikings on the 39.
No return.
But you've got a backup punter who's had one blocked, two snaps that have bounced to him. I'll take any kick off his foot, pretty much.
So Vikings try to get something going here. They'll run speed option right, forces a pitch, cutback still on his feet. And if you can't get him on the punt return, get the ball into the hands of Antonio Hunter out of the option.
For the Vikings, number 3,
Yeah, that was
Antonio
slow
Hunter,
developed.
first down
Colerain
by
Cardinals
number
stretched
16,
that out.
Staley.
Good patience by the quarterback. He gets it out there. Couple questionable blocks.
They've been a success, not on the jet sweeps, but the stretch plays. And that play took so long it almost became a stretch play.
But they were on the side of the field where that guy in stripes has been very he's liked to throw the flag so far
Big
today.
kid Greg Williams, but Hambrick's
Tino
going to pick up about
Brown
4 on the
carry for
play.
Princeton.
So Brown Freeman is going to pick up 4 on the play.
Birch out of the triple, hands it off, and Hambrick, not a lot, but enough to push the pile ahead for another 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Vikings.
Brought down by Cardinals, number 43.
Yeah, Philando Rowland. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Elijah. Yeah, no, that's Philando. 54, Philando Rowland. He's made a bunch of plays tonight.
Ball on the 19.
Asked to step up with Cooper Krieg out and the shift to this kind of 3 linebacker set. Handoff, Hambrick had it, bounces off a 1 tackle, trying to find something, and he's going to lose 2 yards.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen him a lot on defense this year, but that was Colgren again, 85. He's done a really good job.
He's at the unfortunate spot with his size. He's probably not fast enough to be an outside linebacker, not big enough to be a 3-down lineman, interior lineman, but if they switch to this 4-man front, he's kind of in a good position.
And he's going against the
left
what
tackle.
you would think their best offensive lineman being the left tackle and holding his own. They're going for it on 4th down.
And flag or timeout?
I'm not. Another Mr. Uniform Police is making the wide receiver pull his pants down below his knees. That's his 4th uniform adjustment of the evening.
I think it's 5th because he's dot Myrick twice.
So both teams think about it. Not sure if they make any kind of adjustments here on the
If you're
4th
the
down
Vikings,
and 5.
if you're the Vikings, you can't like that because you almost gave away your play there.
Well, and Colerain defense here's got to watch the hard count.
Nope, they're going to go quick. Birch, play action. He looks and he's got a receiver open right at the line to gain, and I think he's got just
Complete
enough.
pass to the Vikings, number 10. Micah Cottrell.
Yep, they're going to call it a first down.
Needed about the
Bounds by Cardinals, number 2,
17, got the 16.
Yeah, just a simple timing route. Got to the line to get, and just a quick little hook pattern. Colerain give him a little bit too much of a cushion there.
3:10 to play in the first half. And
again, more movement. I believe they got the tight end lined up at fullback.
no, also the extra lineman lined up at tight end. I think all of the tight ends jumped on that position. The one on the offensive line and the one in the backfield. Both of the tight ends jumped.
Ball on the 21.
Colerain doesn't fall for the hard count. Play clock down to 10.
Birch takes it. They're going to go back to the triple handoff inside. Big hit. Stays on his feet. Is it Antonio? Tino Brown Freeman close to the original line of scrimmage.
Big hit contact right there. Does great. You know, not the tallest guy, but pretty thick. Colerain linebacker. Not sure who that was.
Zangbano Holmes on the tackle for the Cardinals.
I don't know what's going on here.
Greg Williams.
No,
Yep.
54 is the one that came out.
No, number 8
No,
is the one.
54 is the one being escorted out. So
Number 8 is the one laying on the field.
I know, but 54 was the one with all the medical trainers. Now the medical trainers are on Greg Williams when he went down.
And that's the only thing. This Colerain defense has been on the field a lot.
Hatfield hands it off to number 1, Cordion Abernathy. He's brought down by number 34, Dalton Roller, and 46, Reed Hellman.
Timeout, Highlands. That is their second timeout of the half.
At Kroger, the proven quality of Kroger brand products will make you feel like you're winning.
Brings them on that long run.
Cooper Gregg's not dressed, and then your other starting linebackers out on that play, and then the backup other linebacker out on that play. You only had one starter back there, possibly only one backup in there. So Vikings add a touchdown here late in the half.
First sustained drive.
It's the first offensive touchdown.
Yep.
First one.
And that one actually, that one started inside the Colerain territory, just inside the 50. So speaking of left tackles, one of the offensive linemen there for the Vikings being helped off. Jalen Eberhardt. Hopefully that young man will be back in the game soon.
Holding for the extra point, number 18, D'Angelo Birch. And number 47, Parker Evans, be kicking.
Snap is back, holds down, kick is good with 2:34 to play here in the first half. Vikings for the first time offense.
Touchdown, Bluebirds! Adam Surrey's phenomenal punt return goes for 6. And the Bluebirds score yet again. Nickelman's point after goes through the uprights. And with 31 seconds remaining in the first half, it is Bluebirds 29, Cougars 7.
Left to play till the halftime. They're starting it at the Princeton Viking 39.
If you run this right, clock should not be an issue at all. Should. Bobble the snap. And that leads to a sack for a loss of 5.
Brought down by Vikings, number 11.
Yeah. Wasn't a bad snap. It gets back to Billups. Not sure if he. I think he saw the blitz coming again. They went that A-gap blitz.
16 ball in the 45.
They pretty much a lot on that first down. If they're guessing run, they're sending everybody right up that middle, challenging this offensive line.
Bring the blitz again. Billups gets outside of it and still gets away. He's got
space.
No, it's going to close. He's going to get something out of it. And he's going to get 15 more.
Yeah, a little bit of extracurricular activities that didn't need to happen. Late hit by the Princeton Vikings out of bounds. Then he continued to run his mouth, which incited a couple of the Colerain players who should have stepped away. Good job by the coaches, but don't know if they're going to get a couple extra penalties tacked on. Interesting what they're going to do with all this extracurricular after the play.
And here's the thing, especially for the Princeton Vikings, as that guy coaching staff has to know better. They're just going to call this on the Vikings, because really, without the benefit of replay and all that, you can't actually. You're just trying to make sure nothing worse happens. But if you're the Princeton Vikings, you're Coach Andre Parker, you have to immediately make this clear to your team. The Cardinals have nothing to play for next week. The Vikings have everything to play for.
Yeah,
they have the GMC championship on the line. They have an undefeated season. They have a possible, higher seed come time for the. There's no. You should be.
Well,
I mean,
and at the high school level, if you're kicked out of a game.
I believe it's two games after. So obviously you're going to be the advantage of being the 1 or 2 seed over a 15 or 16. But you don't want any people to miss unnecessary time. So if I'm Coach Parker, I call a timeout just to yell at my team to stay away. And if that's not the halftime message, it's a little bit lost. So after the penalty, first down from the 22 for Billups. Looks to throw under pressure again, steps away, still on his feet, and he's just got to throw that away, but he's sacked for a big loss.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do is take a sack. I mean, there's initial pressure right there, but when you're flushed out of the pocket, really it's hard because you got to have time to set your feet, and really there's enough pressure right there.
And it's a good moment. You saw Coach Daniel Rod, the passing game coordinator, quarterbacks coach, he immediately took Billups and just kind of, and I think that's one where Billups panicked in the moment, and he saw that in his eyes and did a little bit of a coaching moment there to say, hey, it's okay, take a breath. You made a bad situation worse. He didn't make it. The worst possible would have been, fumble it or throw it into coverage, but
what you said, a good coachable moment, but then because you've got a kid that is probably being harder on himself for that play than you could ever be.
Yeah.
So you got to calm him down because there's a whole second half left to play. And it's going to take it all the way back to the 35. It'll be second down, and what is that, 22? 23?
116. Interesting that the Vikings called timeout here. I don't really know why.
They want the ball back?
I guess, but you're going to get the ball deep in your, well, we'll see. Stack receivers either side. Billups takes it. They're bringing pressure again. Quickly gets it out. And incomplete.
Yeah, Princeton Vikings really trusting their defensive back. Knowing it's a passing situation, they're bringing pretty much a jailbreak.
And
bringing
with
all the linebackers.
With the distance to gain the first down, you don't even have to trust your DBs. You can just sit them 20 yards back and say, bring a full rush, go ahead and complete 5 to 10 yards in front of us.
And with this limited time back, I mean, I don't mind that for Colerain. Throw it to a jump ball. It's just like a punt if you don't get it. But with this blitz, he does not have time to make a read. It's got to be just a quick and go timing route.
Say that, and they only bring 3 this time. He has O'Brien over the middle, and touchdown Cardinal.
How about that? Give him a little bit of time. No rush that time. It's been open the entire time if he's had time. We saw Cooper Creek catch his only pass of the year on that little post route.
And we talked about it. If you get a look on the sidelines, what a good throw there by Billups. Finds the man to receive. The first moment, we talked about it in the previous play, Coach Rod using the teach moment. The first thing he did, Billups went right to him there on the sidelines and found him, and they had a little moment. Snap is back, kick is up. Kick is good. It's the little victories for the Colerain Cardinals. They put 7 on the board with 1:05 to play in the first half. Colerain 21, Colerain 7.
And being getting to know Coach Rod over the years, a fiery competitor, and you're absolutely right. The first player on that field to celebrate with his quarterback was Coach Rod. It found the 2 safeties, spread them out, so that you got a little bit of a gap behind the linebackers between the safeties. I believe that's O'Brien's first touchdown of the year. But it does leave 1:05 left on the clock. Princeton has 1 timeout left.
They do get the ball back, but
and a dangerous receiver. We saw Colerain really try to kick it away from him last time.
Yeah. Antonio Hunter, again, we said 4 returns for touchdowns so far in the year.
Only 1 is a kickoff, though.
Only 1 is a kickoff, right? But we've seen that tonight.
We've seen
tonight why, though. We've seen it tonight why he has 3 punt returns. Because the defense sets them up on a short field, gets pressure on the kick. It's not just, don't get me wrong, Hunter's probably a very good returner, but it's his whole punt team and defense that also leads to those returns.
Well, I'm guessing all other teams have quit kicking to him, too.
Squib kick picked up by Princeton. He's got a seam, and he's going to get across midfield. Does Donovan Favors. So Princeton will have themselves 58 seconds and 1 timeout to get themselves some points, but there is a flag,
There's a flag
at midfield.
Don't tell me he called that face mask.
Credit's going to go
called
to
it.
Dante Jarman with the tackle, but they're going to call a face mask. Was it on the tackle or away from the play?
It was on the tackle, and his hand was near the face mask, but I don't believe he ever grabbed the face mask. Let's see. It's right here. What great camera work.
It'll be 1st and 10, Vikings on the 39.
He hands to the face, but he doesn't
They only called the 5-yard.
Okay. So Princeton Vikings 1 timeout, 58 seconds into Colerain territory.
Birch sets up screen, and no flag on there.
Yeah, Corey Myrick was pretty much tackled right there.
Everyone expected a penalty. Even the Viking sidelines, you could kind of tell, like, oh, man, that's going to be a penalty, but they'll take advantage. 1st down, Vikings.
Right there.
50 seconds and counting.
When you see a guy throw his hands up to say, I'm not doing anything,
You almost saw the
he's
offense
usually doing something.
You almost saw the sidelines kind of like, oh, that's going to get called, but it didn't. Birch, step back. They'll run the same play other side of the field, and he'll be tackled short of the line to gain. Clock is still running at 30 seconds now. This is poorly.
Takes a big hit
this
from
is not
Myron.
I know you like that play, but you're wasting way too much time here. It's still clocking down at 25 seconds. Second down, you're at your own 20. 20 seconds now. What are the Vikings doing? Still going. 15 seconds on the. Oh, I guess you guys can see it at home. 10 seconds. And they're only going to get one, maybe two shots here going deep over the top and knocked away.
Incomplete pass for the Vikings intended for number 3, Antonio Hunter.
So now you're either going to take one shot at the end zone or a 37-yard field goal. You don't really have time for both here.
Yeah, Hambrick down for the Vikings. He was banged up on that last play, or the second to last play. Probably should have took himself out.
Officials timeout.
So not a well-managed situation here offensively for the Vikings.
Especially to still have a timeout there.
You have a timeout. You start it in Cardinal deep. You start it inside the Cardinal 40. You're set up, and you've got 6 seconds at a long.
You lost at least 20 seconds setting up that last play.
Yeah.
And I think you don't like it when people fake it. Other teams use to fake it, but Hambrick was hurt on that play. He should have stayed down.
No, I think he would have been either forced for a 10-second runoff or called their timeout.
You're right. I forgot about the runoff. So Hambrick up running off the field on his own. Are they bringing the kicker in?
It does look like the kicker. Do you have the kicking stats?
But this is the other kicker.
Yeah, now you might have one long distance specialist. What was the kicker stats in the year? Do you have those there?
I do somewhere.
Right here. I'll get them for you. I can have them in my hand.
For the field goal for Princeton.
Both kickers have two attempts two made field goals. The long is 33, so this would be a 36-yarder long on the year.
Kimball.
Kick is back, and it's good. So with 2 seconds left in the half, the long kick return gets the Vikings 3 points.
That would have been good from 45.
And I think you got the distance from that. He might not be the most accurate, but he definitely had the distance on it. And he's the kid who had the kickoff, so just a sophomore. So, at the high school level, it's always hard to find yourself a kicker. Usually, sometimes you just grab the kid who has the strongest leg. It might be a linebacker or someone, or you just find a kid off the soccer team who doesn't really know how to kick a football. It looks like Vikings have themselves a kicker for the next 3 years.
So with 2 seconds left, this is about the only time that I would say, no matter where this is at, you're returning it.
What you do for the Cardinals on your kick return?
Double reverse with an option to pass at any time.
You get tackled, and then you fumble it forward. Someone else picks it up, and you just keep doing that, and that's
the Raider rule.
What is that, the holy roller?
Back to receive for the Cardinals, number 14, Ricardo Lofton, and number 21, Ryan O'Brien.
As good as his kickoffs have been high and right inside the goal line, this is when you just tell him.
I'd squib this time.
I'd
make one of the
he's
big guys
got the
run.
leg. I would just kick it out, take your touchback, make the Cardinals take a knee with no time to get the last 2 seconds off. Oh, they're just going to squib it. It is loose.
Yep, but
it's not going to matter who recovers it.
I'm going to have offsides.
Princeton's offsides. Cardinals are going to decline, even though Princeton recovers it, but doesn't matter. Time has expired. After one half of play here at Colerain High School, it's the Princeton Vikings 24.
Welcome to our Friday Football Live Top Performers segment. I'm Griffin.
And I'm Avery.
Over in Indiana, East Central High School's Josh Freeman continues to be an unstoppable force. Last Friday, the Mr. Football candidate rushed for nearly 300 yards and only 5 total carries, and the Trojans well victory over Queensbury, thanks in part to 2 long touchdown runs of 87 and 90 yards. Ringer's efforts have helped the defending state champions remain unbeaten in one of the Tri-State's top teams.
Here in the Cincinnati Hills League, it was the quarterback who put up giant numbers. Matero's Peter Breeden-Baugh threw for nearly 400 yards with 5 touchdowns as the Mustangs defeat Taylor.
Last Friday saw some to the season's best performances on defense. Sam Reeder's Summit Country Day had 15 tackles, 11 of which were solo tackles. He had a sack and an interception in Summit's 1-point win over Cincinnati.
Zayden Hunt for Claremont Northwestern was all over the field, intercepting the ball not once, not twice, but 3 times in the close win over Fayetteville Parish.
Faith Harris.
But the biggest defensive performance of Friday night came from the Milford Eagles.
Faith is escorted tonight by her parents Allison Heath and Giovante Harris
3-0
and her sister Karma.
Preserved Milford's perfect season.
This is Faith's first year as a member of the Cardinal Marching Band. Her future plans
Thanks for
include
watching
going
tonight's
to
Top
college
Performers
and
segment
majoring
from the
in
studios
music
at Marymount High School. Now back to NKU for more Friday Football Live.
Our next senior is Elliot Hoyes. Elliot is a
Hi, I'm Brennan Bucher with a look at this week's top teams in the Tri-State, according to East State's media poll. Starting here in Northern Kentucky, there are 8 teams from the region receiving a top 10 ranking. In the small school Class 1A division, both Newport and Newport Central Catholic find themselves ranked at number 8 and number 10. Defending state championship team Beechwood finds itself just behind Lexington Catholic at number 2 in Division 2A. In Division 3A, undefeated Lloyd holds down the number 4 ranking. In 4A, Covington Catholic is ranked 3rd. The Highlands Bluebirds are ranked 2nd in 5A with Cooper ranked 6th. And in Big School 6A, Simon Kenton is ranked at number 10. Over in Ohio, the undefeated Princeton Vikings and Milford Eagles find themselves ranked at number 4 and 5 in the Big School division, with Centerville and Moeller holding down spots 9 and 10. In Division 2, Anderson and Withrow, both 7 and 1 on the season, are ranked numbers 4 and 8. In Division 4, Clinton Massey holds down the top spot with Wyoming at 6th and Taft at 9. In Division 5, Coldwater is ranked 3rd. Valley View is 4th. Waynesville is 10th. In Division 6A, Versailles holds down top position with Williamsburg and Country Day ranked 5 and 8. And in Ohio Small School Division, Marion Local is number 1, and Sonoya number 2, and Minister is ranked 8th. And finally, over in Indiana, defending state champ East Central is number 1 in Division 4A. That rounds out our look at the top teams in the Tri-State. Now back to NKU and Friday Football Live.
It's Alex in the Tri-State Media Center updating you on scores outside the Tri-State as most games are at the break. In Indiana, Jake Dunn 1-yard touchdown is the difference in Brownsburg's 7-0 lead over Hamilton Southeastern. Cathedral scored just before the half after Center Grove started up 16-0. It's now 16-7 at the break. In Ohio, Versailles and their defense is keeping them in it, but they haven't got any offense going just quite yet. And they trail Coldwater 7-0 at the half. In Kentucky, DuPont Manual is up 7-0 on the road against Pleasure Ridge. Stick with us at FridayFootballLive.com to find out how these games end.
Hi, Friday Football Live reporter Matthew Supinger here, giving you the halftime update around the Eastern Cincinnati Conference, beginning with Winton Woods visiting Loveland. It's been a battle in the red zone here as both teams have forced turnovers for the other one in the red zone. However, at the half, Winton Woods leads after a touchdown pass in the final 5 minutes of the second quarter, 7-3 Winton Woods. Kings at Little Miami, we have no score updates, so moving on to West Claremont at Milford. Milford is dominating, but not as much as Milford usually does, as they're up 13-0, as it's been their defense that has caused multiple turnovers, including a turnover on downs and fumbles, that gives them the 13-0 lead at half. Anderson and Turpin, same thing there. Turpin's defense has been shutting down Anderson's offense for the most part, as Anderson is up 7-0. However, there's been turnovers by both sides. Lebanon at Walnut Hills, Lebanon's up 21-0, as Luke Failer has 2 touchdown passes in the first half. Thank you, and back to the studio. Hi.
Gain of 8. And the Birds will get a first down after the advancement up to the 32-yard line. Brody Banky good for another carry.
Been having issues up here over the past few weeks with Wi-Fi just cutting out, and we had a little bit of it there. But we should be back as Mason fires to the end zone here. And maybe I need to get back off the headset. Not a great omen there, but Mason able to strike first, put some points up on the board. And West now trailing in this defensive stalemate. The way this game has gone, that is not what you want. You do not want to fall early, or you don't want to fall first, should I say, in this game. Now 4:36 on the clock. We are trying to get that scoreboard caught up for you. I know we had to step aside for a few moments, but everything should be good now. So we do want to apologize once again for that. The PAT crew now out for Mason as the kick is up, and it will be good. So 7-0 our score here from Firebird Field. We'll take a quick step aside, and everything should be all good when we come back. But the Firebirds trail for the first time tonight. Mason striking first, 7-0 our score.
Touchdown, Highlands! Cam Geisler takes the wheel route after a beautiful pass from Brody Banky. And the Birds add 6 to their score.
Substitution infraction on the defense. Half the distance of the goal remains to try.
Brody Banky doing it all tonight. Calls his own number for a 2-point conversion, and the Birds go up 30-7.
And now he's going to face pressure from the left. Flag on the broken play. And it's another interception. If that's a hold, that is a turnover. Mason coming up with the football again. And this game's starting to fall apart for the Firebirds.
Yeah, Sam kind of forced the ball downfield on that throw. Probably should have thrown it out of bounds, just trying to make something happen. At this, you just got to calm down at this point. The game is not out of reach. Still got 3:30 left in the third. Only 7-0. Defense has been good to this point, except for that last drive. So you really got to lock in if you're on the defense, and offensively you got to get it going. You got to find a rhythm. You haven't seen since the X game that they're out of rhythm. They are out of rhythm right now offensively. You got to find something that you can go to and just consistently go to, Nick.
And Mason is a team that prides themselves on their defensive unit, and that's the one piece of the team that they can point to and say this is the heart of our unit. And so far, I mean, to a T, that's what they've been, holding West entirely scoreless. We haven't seen a scoreless West game since week 1, as you mentioned. I mean, even Princeton some points put up on the board, and that defensive unit is a force to be reckoned with, as well as this one going to be blown up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's all about this defense now. You got to hold them right here. Got to give the offense as many chances as possible, because you know this defense is going to hold. And I'm very confident in that, because When these guys are playing with the fire, they're playing with the fire, and nothing gets past them. 2nd and 10 here. Uncomfortable spot for if you're Mason, because you don't really like these spots. You don't like long conversions. So expect to see maybe keep it on the ground here when you got number 4 in the backfield.
And of course, now it becomes the clock game too. Of course, we are still in the 3rd quarter, but Mason is a team that'll eat that clock with all these run plays. Is Drew Minnick. That's what he does best, is getting by that line in a flash of an eye. I mean, he got to those ankles quick on that one and saved West right there.
Yeah, these especially Drew, they all do a great job. The DBs do a great job flying in on runs. They get to the ball so quick. I mean, it's usually you don't see that with any other high school team except this one. The athleticism is off the charts, and that's what they pride themselves on is flying to the ball so quick and making those tackles, especially as a DB.
3rd and 11, passing down. We'll see if Mason does take to the air. They will. Here goes Brown, dropping back. Going to roll out to his right, fires downfield. Great coverage from Bukhari Miles, and it is incomplete. And the Mason coaching box next to us, not too happy about that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. He was there. They had a couple guys downfield that they could have gone to. Puts them in a bad spot here. See if this West offense can get in a rhythm once again. Just got to make it happen at this point. Got to go to anything. Got to go to anybody. Somebody's got to step up and make a play to put 6 points on that board and tie the game.
We'll see Brown stay out here, this time in punt formation. 2:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Brown with the snap, solid punt out to the 30-yard line. Here goes Brennan Remy. Crosses the 40. Spins to the 43, out of bounds on that near sideline. And we'll take a quick break. The West offense looking to regroup after back-to-back interceptions when we come back.
Good pressure by Carson Shelton. We'll get back to the quarterback. It'll be an incompletion and 4th and long for now, but there is a penalty marker back at the 37-yard line.
There is no foul on the play. 4th down. Delay of game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Gabe Williams, the freshman, showing he is varsity bound. He'll make it all the way up to the Cougar 38-yard line. It's for
Marquardt once again from his own territory, booting this one away. And Drew Minnick able to down that one inside the 5. An impressive special team showing there.
Yeah.
The Firebird special team unit all year has been a determining factor in certain games. Of course, the block punts are the first thing that comes to mind, but I mean, gunners like those, I mean, Drew Minnick, he's impressive on all sides of the ball.
Yeah, and the gunners, like, I mean, in my opinion, is the hardest position in the punt, besides the punter and being the long snapper. But it's when you got to get around that outside, you got to contain him, but at the same time, you got to find where the ball is and judge the receiver and how he catches the ball and what he's going to do after. I mean, it's just such a tough position, but did a great job right there. Knew where the ball was, kept it in front of him, and it gives this defense about 90 yards to work with. So I'll take those odds if I'm Coach Holes.
So a bit of a generous spot here for the Comets. Ball put on the 5.5. Nevertheless, Comets still really backed up here. They're going to try and hand this one up off the middle.
Yeah, Mason going back to their bread and butter. It's just that interior run, trying to take as much time as off that clock as they can. Not trying to give this offense another opportunity on the field. So the clock continues to run.
They get to the 6 there. They will have to run one more play before this quarter ends. 4-second difference between the play clock and game clock.
Yeah, definitely taking their time, slowing the pace down.
Here goes Brown in the shotgun. Hands it off again. Redwell stopped at the line.
Oh. Twos are getting a little aggressive. Can't get too aggressive. Don't want a penalty in this situation.
So we will switch sides of the field. 12 minutes remain. And the Firebirds trailing in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's going to keep him just inside the 20. He gets great height on his kick, which allows, you know, Princeton's always going to have speed, but the coverage team, it's a little bit of extra time with that ball, with that much hang time.
And we talked about it a little bit at halftime. This is the game Princeton wants to play. They're not explosive offense, but and we nicknamed it before in the past, spect ball after what St. X used to do it. They want to put you deep in your own end zone, play really good defense, get short fields from themselves.
And feed off your mistakes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Coleraine Cardinals will try to get on track here to start the second half. They'll go empty backfield. Man in motion, low snap, and
Not sure if Billups got back on that.
I don't know.
I don't know if that snap did it hit the guy that was going in motion? Did it just not come up off the ground?
Second down. I just don't think it came up off the ground.
Nope, that's exactly what happened. That ball just never lost ground and almost didn't even get back to Billups.
It almost wasn't even snapped.
It moved. So going to lose 2 yards on that play.
Second and 12. Snaps back, quick little hitter to Burton, one-on-one, and he's tackled hard after a short gain.
Number 19, Jarrell Burton.
Yeah, Burton makes the catch, but he pays for it. He pretty much just got back to the line of scrimmage. Just a quick out, sets him one-on-one. Defensive back keeps him in front, gets away with a face mask, and
I was about to say,
leading with the crown of the helmet right
Jordan
there.
Houston, I thought it was close.
Well, he was on the side where the referee on that side has been very, very plentiful with his flags.
Billups back to pass under pressure, rolling out. He's got room, and he is cut off. Good pursuit. I'll tell you what, he came off earlier hurt, but C.J. Coleman has been a monster up front for the Princeton Vikings. He closed that great angle taken to force Billups out of bounds.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. This front four is not overly big. It's not, but got a lot of height and athleticism at every position.
You got a defensive tackle cutting off. Billups has no one else there in the field, and what a great play by Coleman. So Cardinals forced to punt here, 4th and 5.
Back to return for the Vikings, number 3, Antonio Hunter.
Antonio Hunter set up very short.
Penalty flag on the play.
There was 5 seconds left on the play clock.
He called illegal shift. He didn't call it illegal.
Okay, I was trying to see.
No, but not illegal shift, illegal substitution. Looks like Cardinals had 12. They had 10 earlier. They had 12 that time.
You've got a lot of guys out and on a training table, but you've got to know your personnel for each position group.
Good snap this time. McAfee gets it away. Hunter under it. He makes the first man miss. Trying to get to the edge, and he does. Going to get it deep in the Cardinal territory across the 25. And like we said, this is what they want to do.
He's dangerous. We said that earlier. 3 punt returns for touchdowns for on the season. He's had a couple big ones tonight. Does a great job. He's got wheels, but he's got vision too. He sets up his blockers well. And when you get the punter is the one that's going to knock him out of bounds. You've done your job as a return man.
1st and 10, Vikings.
So another short field for the Vikings, starting at the Colerain 27. No, I'm sorry, 22.
Handoff around the edge. Gets out of the tackle, but a big hit. Didn't see who made that play.
Again, he didn't get to the tackle this time, but a disruptor right now all night, Gavin Colgren.
Corey Myrick makes the tackle, but he is slow to get up.
On the tackle for the Cardinals, number 2, Corey Myrick.
And it's getting thin out there for the Cardinals. I mean, it's so thin right now at the linebacker spot outside of Danielson and Williams that Dustin Walker was an offensive tackle at the beginning of the year, was a defensive end at the beginning of tonight, and now he's been forced to.
And your star receiver, I mean, all-around athlete for this West team, and especially, of course, safety is the number 1 concern, but, you know, thinking about in terms of this football game, especially not what you need now if you're these Firebirds, is Braden Johnson going to get this carry? Spins through the initial tackle, fights forward for 3.
Now number 6, Gavin Lowry is coming in the game for Brendan Remy. He's got to step up, and Sam Wiles has got to depend on him. That's your number 1 receiver going down. So obviously you're going to run the ball right there. Do you go to the air right here, Nick? That's the question. I think they do, personally.
West does still have the weapons. Of course, Trey Barnett, we haven't called his name a ton even this year, but he is an incredible athlete and one that I wouldn't be surprised if they try and get him the ball given the injury, as we see that one blown up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
This isn't starting to look that great for the Firebirds.
Yeah, you probably got to attack to the air right now. That interior D lineman of Mason is just, they're eating all the inside zones. They're doing a great job getting separation and getting off those blocks. So you got to go to the air right here. And 3rd and 10. I know we say it's uncomfortable for Mason. It's been uncomfortable for West tonight, trying to go through the air, whether that's through penalties or route concepts.
And back on your screen on that right side, Brennan Remy is back out and on that far sideline, 4 wide. He's the only man up at the top of your screen, 3 down low for the Firebirds. Wiles with the snap, looks to fire to the near side, finds Giovanni Wilson. He's going to come up just short of that line to gain. I would imagine, given the state of this game, it's probably go for it territory.
Absolutely.
But yeah, here come the big boys. Luca Gilbert, Gabe Flores, Micah Markley. I believe I saw Jacob Asbeck in there. Yeah, he's out there. Time for a little brotherly shove, tush push,
man.
whatever you want to call it.
This is smash mouth football right here. You already know what's coming.
Wiles hands it off. Junior Gonzalez pushing for the 10. All he has to do is get inside that 10-yard line. Mason says they have the stop. Do they? Where are they going to put this football? Hard to look through those piles. We didn't get a great look at it. Mason seems confident.
That's tough.
It's Mason football.
What a stop if you're Mason. I mean, wow. They brought in everybody. They put everybody in the middle. I believe they're going to measure it. They're not going to measure it. This will be Mason football. What a turnaround. 9:40 left. Still got time on the clock. This defense has got to get a stop. They got to get it fast because you know they're going to be running the entire time. They're going to try to run this clock.
Yeah, that fourth down conversion took the wind out of the sails right there, and you've got a very tired defense.
Oh, yeah.
Been out there a long time, Dave.
A tired, depleted defense, too.
Pointing for the extra point for the Vikings, number 18, D'Angelo Birch. And kicking will be number 47, Parker Evans.
So snap is back, kick is up, and it is good at 8:03 in the third quarter. Vikings score again to continue their lead, 31-7 over your host Colerain Cardinals.
Third quarter, Middletown 15, Fairfield 13. Third quarter, Hamilton 17, Sycamore.
Firebirds have been looking for, and that might have turned the tides in this one.
Corner blitz off the left side. Every time it's been called, it has worked. And that couldn't have come at a better time. That was a great call by Hulls. He knew it all the way, showed it really well. Nothing more you can ask from that. Got to the quarterback in a hurry. What a play and what a stop by this defense, giving this offense another shot to tie this one up.
Brown out for the punt, and so is Brennan Remy inside the 45 of Comets territory. Brown on the punt, boots it away, line drive kick. Remy takes it on the 44, inside the 40, now the 35, the 30, out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and there's a late hit. Firebirds want a flag. There it is.
Here we go. This is the best opportunity.
It is loud in Westchester. The fans know what is up and coming. What a ball game.
Man, this is exciting. I know people don't like these defensive games. I love them. It's great because when one score happens, it changes the entire game. Remy a little shaken up on that. Hopefully he'll be all right, but that was an aggressive and pretty obvious late hit right there. It took him down by the horse collar. And here comes your best opportunity of the night. This is your best knockout punch. What can you give? You're starting from the 21-yard line. You've got 21 yards to go. You've got to get in the end zone somehow, some way. You can't come off the field with 3.
And they call it half the distance to the goal, too, with the penalty. Ball is on the 12. You have a first down to go on the 2. I mean, here it is. This is the ball game. If the Firebirds can't punch it into the end zone, I mean, as you mentioned, this by far the best shot of the night outside of that first play.
Yeah, that's 4-down territory. You're
Remy,
going to see them out there the entire time.
Remy's still out on the turf. Talk about a physical football player. Wiles in shotgun. Wilson, the motion man, goes out wide right. Wiles finds the slot man Wilson. Inside the 10, stays on his feet, jukes through a couple of tackles to the 5. And he's brought down out of bounds, half the chains on play number 1 of this drive as we approach the 7-minute mark to go.
I mean, it feels like there's 1 minute left in the game, Nick. I mean, this is unbelievable. The energy's up. This is your best knockout punch right here. Great play there letting G work in space. That's what he does best, is his athleticism. He uses it so well. West is going to slow down a little bit, try and catch their breath a little bit after the excitement. 2nd and 3 to go. You're so close. You got to punch it in right here.
Yeah, you said it there, and that's the key. Ball's on the 5, and it's 2nd and 3. You still got that first down. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Wiles maybe try and punch this one up the middle just to play for that first. But we'll see him throw here. Looks back right corner. That's a touchdown!
Catch.
The big man coming up in a big situation. How about it, Jordan?
Wow. I mean, he went full stretch for that, got one knee in bounds, using his height to his advantage.
Back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be short of the first down.
On the tackle for the Vikings, number 11, Elite Gerard.
Yeah, I think that was a one read and go. But the defensive line pretty much camping on the quarterback draw right there.
4th down and 1. Back to punt for Colerain. Number 81, Luke McAfee.
So again, Colerain just kind of can't do anything with to flip the field like they did that first half. They've been punting inside their own 10 at least 5 times tonight.
1, 2. Colerain only has 9 guys on the field. They'll have to call timeout.
We'd like to take a moment to thank our friends at UC Health. Very proud to be the official.
I said it earlier. I know you got a lot of guys hurt, but situationally.
And the entire Firebird sideline. And that one going to be a touchback. Redeems himself there. His Comets will start at the 20. Quinn Brown and his offense haven't been able to get anything going these past 2 drives. Looking to change that here.
Yeah, really all of the Comets have had offensively is their big play with Colin Brown's 60-yard throw to Colin Billhorn, which set up that touchdown to Vaughn Johnson. That's been about it. Concept struggled to move the ball downfield. But 6.5 minutes is more than enough time to get a good drive going. And the Comets do have experience with game-winning drives this year. Led a final 2-minute touchdown drive against Middletown on homecoming to win.
Blevins is the back as Brown rolling to his right. That ball a little low, unable to connect with Dunn, but he had 2 open receivers on the right side of the field.
And that play going to stick with Quinn Brown as he can't connect with the receivers, had a couple guys open.
So even Billhorn was running a fade on that right side. Would have been a risky ball.
Went with his first read, and you don't want to risk a turnover here, especially within your own 20-yard line. But setting up a difficult 2nd and 10. And certainly makes this a little bit harder.
2nd and 10 now. It's Brown. Quick handoff to Blevins, stopped immediately, and they have not been able to get the rush game going here in the second half.
Not at all. The early down rushing game has been virtually non-existent for the Comets. Running up the middle, they've had no success.
Sweet. 8 yards to go. Dunn in motion. Brown rolling towards his right. Can't find a receiver he likes. And that one intercepted. We'll see if they mark him in bounds. Mason's saying he was out. And a big turnover there by the Firebirds.
And that play, if you're Quinn Brown, you got to shake that off. It's essentially a shallow punt, but still, Lakota West has great field position now, and that turnover adds a little bit of momentum. They're going to get the ball right at the Mason 40-yard line. And a field goal would give you the lead, so don't even need a touchdown.
Wiles drops back, feeling some heat. Malachi Reed. Comets want to hold, but they're not going to get it. And that ball thrown out of bounds over the head of Trey Barnett.
Right there, Wiles just looking to get the ball out safely. Make sure to get out of the pocket before throwing it away. Now, resets things here for 2nd and 10. 2 timeouts, no rush for time. I think the Firebirds take it to the ground on this play.
Wiles drops back again. Quick hitch pass to Brennan Remy. Extends. Trying to get the first down, but looks like he's going to be marked a yard short. Only picks up 8 or 9 on the pass.
Instead of keeping things on the ground right there, Lakota West goes with the RPO. Quick pass and connects, and now sets up 3rd and short. You're in 4-down territory. Great spot for the Firebirds. Can even take a shot at the end zone on this play if they want to get risky.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep feeding those RPOs to Brennan Remy. 4 receivers in the game now. Lakota West with the hard count, trying to catch Mason off guard. And same exact play to Brennan Remy. Let's see if he holds on to the football, and he does.
Tremendous catch from Remy. And again, he's been the star of this game, and Adam, I can't imagine how different things would have been if that very first offensive play for Lakota West, when Brennan Remy took it to the house for about a 70-yard touchdown, wasn't called back because of the ineligible man downfield. That totally changed the game. Led to a scoreless first half, and now with about 5 minutes left, still just 1 touchdown for each team. So Remy moving the chains for the Firebirds. Lakota in a good spot, but a lot of what-ifs to look back on after this one for him.
Trips to the right for the Firebirds. Empty backfield. Feeling some heat. Kai Woolfolk unable to wrap him up, but John Hendricks trying to find, picks up the first down on the rush, but there's a flag thrown. So Sam Wiles takes it to the house, but there's multiple flags thrown on the rush, and that one's going back, Andrew.
Yeah, and Wiles nearly makes the play of the season for Lakota West here in Week 9. Shaking off Woolfolk, getting past Hendricks, and darting for the end zone, but going to be called back still. Great effort, great play from Wiles. Can use that as some momentum. He would have got the first down regardless of that block.
Yeah, and the only thing that's going to help Lakota West, well, I don't know if helps the right word, but I think that flag was thrown after he had crossed the plane, after he picked up about 8 yards already. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 12. So
yeah, not going to push you back too far.
You back, but still, it's going to be.
They're actually going to pick up 2 yards here. It'll be 1st and 8.
But still going to be a dagger. You weren't able to get that rushing touchdown.
That flag was thrown at the 18-yard line.
1st and 8 from the 27-yard line of the Comets. Firebirds have possession with 4.5 minutes left in the game. Brennan Remy on an island on that left side of the field, but they're going to elect through a quick route to Trey Barnett.
Preston Esteves gets there quickly for the stop, but Barnett pushes forward for about a yard or two. And when you're here in field goal range, 4 minutes left in the game, tie ball game, every yard matters with potential field goal. Barnett pushes forward for a couple there.
Second and 4 now after the 3-yard gain from Barnett. Trips on the left, and Gonzalez is the back. As Wiles going to take it himself on the QB draw, makes one Comet miss, and picks up 15 yards on the rush for the Lakota West first down.
And Wiles Gets back to his rushing habits. Had that touchdown called back for the penalty right there. Makes no doubt about it. Picks up the first down. Shakes past some Comet defenders now.
Clock continuing to wind down, nearing 3.5 minutes now. Ball off Comets 10. This one into the corner of the end zone to Brendan Remy, and he turned the wrong way. Unable to pull in the back shoulder fade.
Wiles and Remy have had such a great connection so far tonight, but right there, a miscommunication as Remy turns the wrong shoulder on the fade. That's going to be one they watch back in the film room, and they're smacking their heads. Could have been the go-ahead touchdown, but still 3 more downs to pick up the first down or get the end zone.
And ball's at the 11, so still get a new set of downs. Empty backfield for Wiles. Man in motion. It's Wilson, and they'll throw a quick screen pass to him. Makes Esta-West a miss, and picks up 5 yards. She might give him 6 yards there. Esta-West had him at the line of scrimmage, but showing off his agility there.
Yeah, Wilson just too shifty, makes Esta-West a miss, and sets up a manageable 3rd and medium.
Clock continuing to wind down, under 3 minutes now.
And Adam, Lakota West could have an interesting decision coming up here if they only get 3-4 yards and setting up a 4th and short. Or do you go for it? Do you take the points?
3rd down and 5. Wiles takes the snap. Quarterback draw up the middle. And stopped after a 2-yard pickup.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Coach Bolden's got a decision to make.
Yeah, I think if you're Lakota West, you take the points here, especially Mason's offense, despite that big play to Billhorn, it hasn't really been able to get a lot going. So if I'm Coach Bolden, I'm taking the 3 points, but we'll see what he elects to do here.
Yeah, there's something to be said about a dagger, that a touchdown would be, kind of make things very difficult for Mason to come back. If you kick a field goal, you are vulnerable to the touchdown comeback victory, but Mason's offense hasn't shown you a ton outside of that one big play. I think you got to keep it in the the foot of your kicker and try to get the points.
Braden Benner knocks that one through. So the 20-yard field goal is good for the senior kicker as Lakota West takes their first lead of the night with under 2 minutes left in the game. Again, the Lakota West light show puts on a display for us, and that's one of the things whenever we come to Lakota West, Andrew, it's always, as a Comet fan, I never like seeing Lakota West score, but it is fun to see the lights go on and off, and kind of feels like you're at a college stadium.
A cool production here at the Firebird Stadium.
.146 left in the game. Ball is going to be in the Comets' offense's hands. Will they be able to secure a thrilling victory over the Firebirds, or will Lakota West be able to survive on senior night? Benner kicks it off. That one going to be a touchback. So the Comets, 80 yards to work with. We'll see if Quinn Brown and his squad are able to charge down the field, Andrew.
And Quinn Brown has some confidence after that big throw to Billhorn. He's made a couple of nice plays in the read option game, but largely Comets offense hasn't been very explosive. It's really been the early downs where they've had issues. And here, going to have to get out to a hot start. You have 2 timeouts, and we talked about it earlier when Coach Kastner took the timeout. About 5 minutes left before that 3rd down. Could come back to bite him, and now that's about 40 seconds off the clock.
4 receivers set now for the Comets. Brown in the shotgun. Fake handoff to Adesanya. Incomplete on the slant route to Greer. Coach Kastner wanted some interference there on Dakota West defense, but he's not going to get it.
Drew Minnick with sticky coverage there, and if it wasn't for Minnick's tight defense, that would have been probably a first down pickup for the Comets.
Clock will stop at 1:42. 2nd and 10 for the Comets. 2 receivers on each side. Dakota West bringing pressure off the outside. Brown rolling to his right and throws it out of bounds. And just like that, it's 3rd down and 10, Andrew.
And right there, Dakota West does a good job keeping pressure on Quinn Brown, not letting him get a clean read, and just forced to throw the ball out of bounds, because otherwise would have been putting the ball in harm's way with the risk of an interception. And that gives you now 2 more downs, 80 yards to go, down 3. It's a difficult spot for Mason.
I know we say this on almost every broadcast, but the biggest 3rd down of the game. Brown takes the snap. Looking towards the left side of the field and connects with Chase Blevins. How about the footwork and the balance there by Chase Blevins?
And Quinn Brown off his back foot makes the throw, and then Chase Blevins tiptoes the sideline, gets down. I think that would have been an NFL catch. I think he had 2 feet down. Makes sure to secure the ball, and now Comets keeping it alive. 1.5 minutes to go, and they maintain both their timeouts as he was able to get out of bounds on that play.
1:29 left on the clock. Trips to the right for Mason. Adesanya is the back to help with protection. Brown almost intercepted.
I believe that was Minnick that jumped the route, and just a little bit too early on it. Can't bring it in. Comets catch a break. Quinn Brown.
His eyes off the ball. Oh my goodness. You just hope that doesn't come back to haunt you. I mean, we are sweating up here. It is 65 degrees and we're sweating, Nick.
At times like this, you miss the cold. I mean, you named it.
Oh.
2nd and 10. The west side about as loud as it's ever been. As Brown rolls right. Fires that one off, and it is incomplete. He lost control of the football on the west sideline. Another 3rd and 10 up and coming. Firebirds can't allow another slip here.
That was a play-action flood concept. They've ran that all night. That's been about, I would say, 40% of their pass plays. Got to get the ball down the field. But you want to think about it. You're going to go for it on 4th down, so you want to get at least a couple yards right here. Maybe play it safe. Get at least 5-6 yards, maybe on a curl or an out route. But this is the game right here.
And you can hear the crowd noise from this home side. Brown under immediate pressure from Thomas. Throws it away into traffic, and Grant Bierman nearly had that football, but he ends up wrapping up the ball carrier for a loss of yards. 4th and 12. Here it is, Jordan.
Oh, boy.
The whole stalemate comes down to 4th and 12. And they're actually going to spot it 4th and 11. It looked to me Bierman had him farther back, but this one going to be on the 36. And we have a timeout down on the turf. We're going to take a quick breather with them inside the final minute. This could be the last play of the ball game when we come back. Have you heard it louder down there as a player, Jordan?
I don't know. This is definitely up there. Always enjoy the crowd. They're always into it. This stadium is packed, game in, game out.
I mean, with this noise level, we might be in false start, some kind of offensive miscue territory.
Yeah.
The crowd really does play a factor in these close games. It goes underappreciated as they reset the game clock here to 1:01 prior to the snap. That's what the delay was. So now not under a minute, but this could still be it for Mason. Here goes Brown. Pocket collapses, steps up, fires. Loose ball, incomplete. Mason only one timeout remaining in this ball game. That will do it. That seals a Firebird senior night victory in front of the home crowd.
What a stand by this defense. They gave up one drive, one punch to the face, but they recovered, and they made it happen when it mattered most. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. This has been a great game. This is definitely the best game we've called all year.
I think this is my favorite game I've called of all time. I'm pretty sure you can hear the excitement in my voice tonight, but I mean, man, Firebird football. This is Firebird football. When you think of that brand, I mean, this is that game. As the victory formation is what we will see from the Firebirds here. 1st and 10 from the 37, as Wiles will drop to a knee. All around impressive performance in this second half. It started out rocky, too. I mean, the turnovers, Sam Wiles coming out throwing back-to-back interceptions at one point. It's how you recover from these kinds of situations, and that's really what makes West a special team this year. Mason not going to burn their last time out on that knee from Wiles.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing you did.
Inside 25. Here we go.
This one should do it.
Barring a timeout, which we will not see, the handshake line forms. Jordan, incredible game.
It's been a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure up here in the booth. Firebirds, of course, kind of counting on Princeton next week to lose their first of the season, but they will travel to Hamilton to take on the Big Blue, who have been another impressive force in the Greater Miami Conference. Lots on the line, even if there's not a GMC title on the line, lots of playoff implications.